What is up, everybody?
Hello.
I don't know if you've noticed, but this is going to be a very different type of screen time. There is no plan, no nothing. We're just kind of living the dream. We have one topic. I don't even think we have news. But listen, I'm Manny, and this is our guest, Danny.
What's up?
Woohoo!
And who's behind the computer?
It is I,
It is him,
Michael.
Michael.
How are you guys?
And guess who's in the other corner?
Renee.
She's just chilling. We don't have a
Shorty
camera.
named Renee.
Shawty named Renee, girl.
And I met one day.
So for many of you, you see that Danny's in Anthony's place, just taking over.
Huge shoes to
Yeah.
fill.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Huge shoes
what
to
kind of
fill.
person is he that he just doesn't show up to these things anymore? You know,
I know, it's ridiculous.
it's ridiculous. He's just somewhere in Alabama,
Leaving us for the Southerners.
just leaving us for the Southerners.
Yeah.
What a crazy man. But yeah, so there's not really a plan
Yeah.
for this. I think we're just talking.
And we try to look for some news for the folks.
There's no news.
There's nothing hot right now.
Nothing exciting that we were like, we need to tell some people about this.
Yeah, in the movie world, no.
Yeah.
There's just nothing happening.
Really, it's been kind of a standstill. What did we see? We saw Mortal Kombat might be having a sequel.
Yeah.
That's coming out. I saw that Disney's responding to Peter Dinklage's claims for something about some type of abuse. Did you read about that?
No.
He's my neighbor
He
Really?
out of here, really?
in Brooklyn. Yeah, I see
No.
him all the time. He, I think his daughter, not his daughter, his niece goes to, as far as I know, don't quote me, but I
Yeah.
Yeah.
think his niece goes to school in Brooklyn Heights.
No way.
Wow.
So they like ride little motorized scooters to like, he
They
brings her, he like
scoot?
brings her to school. He scoot to school.
Nice.
And,
Wow.
and I've seen him. I mean, I never bother him. I'm never
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, of
hey,
course.
what's up, whatever. But yeah, it's cool to see him in real life, though. I'm like, oh my god,
You
like,
know
I
what?
love the Game of Thrones. So I was,
I bet you
And L.
see.
Oh
a
wait,
lot
I
of
saw actually now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Where he's hating on the
Dwarf.
Snow White.
Yeah.
He's like, you're doing all this stuff for everybody.
Yeah.
But yet you're still glamorizing dwarves.
Snow White
are
and the
they
Seven
doing
Dwarfs.
like a live action Snow White? Is that the one
I-
that's next?
I'm
on the
gonna
docket?
I
assume
maybe. Yeah.
so, but I mean, I haven't really dug too deep. This was just something that I saw. I glanced.
They
over.
probably reached out to him or something like, hey, do you want to be the head dwarf?
Yeah, and he was like, "Excuse me."
Yeah. Like,
I'm
are
like,
you
nah,
kidding
I'll
me?
give you $200 million to be dopey. He's
Yeah.
like, no,
Nah.
No,
nah.
I'm not doing that anymore.
not doing that. But saying that you see him all the time.
Yeah, it's cool.
You know, you live in Brooklyn, and there's a lot of people that live in Brooklyn. What other people do you see?
I mean, well, there's a combination of people who live there. I think,
Yeah, of
like,
course.
like part time or full time, and then they're shooting stuff
And
a
then-
lot.
oh, that's true.
So, like, big names like recently, like Reese Witherspoon and Ashton Kutcher are shooting like a rom-com show for I think Netflix,
Cool.
and it's like a block away. So that was cool. Like I didn't see them personally, but like
you saw the
when
set,
you see the
yeah.
crowds, you see the sets, all
Yeah.
that stuff. I always call her Louise Parker, but it's not the one from Seinfeld. It's the one from Weeds.
Oh yeah. The mom.
I always get the name.
Oh, the
wrong.
mom that's in Weeds?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
mom that's in
Yeah,
Weeds. She
yeah.
lived in Brooklyn for a little bit. I saw her a few times. Saw Michael Cera.
Cool.
So do they just are they
They're
normal
just, yeah,
people
dude, they're just,
walking
I mean,
around doing their
I,
thing?
I lived in LA for a few years and I lived in New York. And
Yep.
people always used to say, like, the people who live in LA get bothered all the time. So they come to New York to not get bothered. So I kind of take pride in being
In
like
being
a
like-
real New Yorker that, like,
Doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
isn't
I'm
gonna
like,
go run
nah.
up and bother. You know what I mean? Unless it was someone that was really, you know, if it was like Paul McCartney
Yeah.
or something like that, like
Yeah.
I would, my body
You'd be
would
like, I'm in.
stop and I would stop and I would just say like, oh, I'm a huge fan. Nice to meet you real quick. But it's not
Yeah.
like, oh, can you sign this? Can we take a selfie?
Yeah.
You can't
Nice.
be doing
But it's
that.
still kind of cool to just see all these people that actually live in, you know, the Bronx or just chilling, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, they're everyday people.
I mean, it's cool, but I mean, we work in an industry where you
That's true.
see like A-list, B-list, C-list celebrities
That
from
is
time
very
to
true.
time. So it kind of takes like the magic away from it.
Okay,
But
that's cool.
All right.
Though. That's nice.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite person that you've seen that you met?
I can't say who my favorite person that I've met so far is, but the person I'm looking forward to hopefully meeting is I see David Beckham is in Brooklyn all the time.
Really?
Him and Victoria Beckham are
Get
like,
out of here.
they eat at Lucali, the pizza place in Brooklyn,
No
all the
way.
time.
Oh, that would
I
be
would
gnarly.
love to run into him because
Heck
that
yeah.
is someone I would stop and probably be like, oh, I dropped something, and just touches right shoe real quick.
just really like,
Give
can
a
I
little-
clean this
give a
off?
little rub on the
Yeah,
shoe,
just give me that
on
power.
the right foot.
Give me,
Oh,
give me that
man,
right hook.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That
How
would be
about you,
cool.
Mike?
If have I ever seen anyone?
Yeah.
I've
Who's
seen
the big celebrity that you've met?
Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo.
I've met honestly, with
Hoodie.
with being an extra in movies.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, and I got a good scene where I'm in the movie for like 5 seconds, and my
Nice.
scene I had to spend like you shoot one scene, it's 10 hours.
Of course.
You guys know. So the person I was with the whole time, and I had to give her the cue to go do her acting, was Alessandra Ambrosio, the Victoria's Secret, wore $1 million bra. So I was with her for like 4 hours.
That's not Adam Levine's wife, right?
No,
Okay.
she's married to a former NBA player, like Yarick or something,
way,
Mario
get outta
Yarick
here.
or something.
Get right out of town.
Right out of town. A basketball player? No.
Yeah, I know, right?
Married an athlete?
Yeah. But that's like cool or whatever, but I didn't know who she was until after.
Well,
to be honest,
like,
now I know, but Carmelo to me was
Carmelo's
just like
gnarly.
he was on the Knicks then.
Yeah.
So it was just, and I've always loved Melo, and I love basketball. So that was to me, I got to say, like, how what do you guys think? Because we were on
was this,
set,
by the way. When was this?
20 whenever.
So was it Nick's Carmelo? Or
Yeah,
was it,
Yeah. Nick's tape.
Yeah, dude,
the
it was
Nick's
sick.
tape Carmelo.
I was like, and I got to ask him, like, because we're standing on set next to each other. Even Megan Fox was on my right side,
get
You're
out.
like, hey, man.
and I'm just like
Hi. And
in
you're like,
between
Carmelo.
them. Yeah, I'm like, forget you.
Yeah, forget you, Megan.
I
Fox.
really didn't give a
I don't
shit
need
about
you.
her. Yeah, I didn't care at all. She was like too skinny and whatever. But then Mello, I was just like, yo, Mello,
Don't
I'm a
judge
huge
her. Don't
fan.
judge her.
I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't have done this if it were you. But
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, what do you think's gonna happen this season?
Yeah.
And he was like, I can't promise you anything, but we'll at least make the playoffs. So I was like,
Wait.
all right, at least you're honest.
Yeah, it's just there you go.
Like, at least he
what
wasn't like,
else is he gonna say? Like, yeah, we're gonna take it all the way as usual. Like, nah, it's not gonna happen.
yeah. He's
At least
like,
he knew.
he's like, I will give you the standards. We're getting to the playoffs.
I will
Just-
get you everything I can. I can't promise you anymore.
So that was the coolest for me. What about you, Manny? Because I
That's
know
pretty-
you have.
Well, I've, like Danny said, working in this business, you tend to meet a lot, but I think the one that surprised me the most was when I met Glenn Close. Glenn Close literally just sat there and talked to me for like 5 minutes. She actually talked to me first, and she was just like, how's your day going? And I'm like, my day's going pretty well. How are you doing?
Fantastic, Glenn.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just filming here, filming you, like,
Yeah.
And she was probably the nicest one, and probably the one that I was like, oh. But then the same day, I met Lin-Manuel, and he was the only person that whole shoot, because this was a shoot where we were in this like lobby area, and they would bring in the people from Sundance that were in these movies, so all the big name actors, and they would just do like a photo session and then like a little interview. So they would come into this little lobby area where they would chill. They would get coffees and all that stuff. So there was like all these people coming in and out day in, day out for like 3 or 4 days. I don't remember. And when he came up, that was the only person I was like, I need to go up to him, shake his hand, and just get a quick picture.
Yeah.
He's from Puerto Rico. The dude's crossed it. Like, he's from the island. Like, it was the only time that I've ever been like, I need to do this.
Yeah.
And it's not even because of like, anything. It was just like, dude, this dude's a good dude, and he's done some good things.
Yeah, that's
Plus,
sick.
you can spit some Spanish.
Yeah, that was the other thing. I was like, hey, Bobby, how you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
I'll take a photo with you.
Spanish be Spanish. It's like, all right, we good.
Yeah, it's like breaks the ice immediately.
Yeah, immediately. It was
you are family.
Yeah, exactly. I felt like normal. I was like, all right, cool. I feel like anybody else I would have felt really awkward.
Yeah.
But the fact that it was him, I'm
it
Spanish.
breaks the ice easy.
Yeah, it
It's
was
sick.
good.
Yeah, no,
It
it's
was
awesome. Wow, what a great way to start.
I know, that was a nice
We don't-
little.
We didn't even tell them what our topic is.
We don't. That's my turn now, and now I gotta
Yes.
bring that up. See,
Improv.
Tony don't even know about this one.
Yeah.
Tony don't even know he's gonna come back, even though I'm not gonna be here. But still, it's fine, Tony. You're gonna be good. All right. Well, let's start it off then. Today's topic is crime docs.
Yes.
We decided to take it a little bit more on the darker side.
Yeah.
But for some, once the pandemic hit, it was like nonstop true crime documentaries left and right. Netflix kind of started it, I think.
With the Ted Bundy cases.
Yeah,
or
they did a
whatever.
bunch, or at least they took it to the next level.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
felt like Making a Murderer was like one
Making
of the
a Murderer
first
too.
ones that
Yeah.
jumped off.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
it was like one of those series that
But it was a series too. That was the
a
other thing.
series, and then they released all the episodes at once. And it has like
Oh yeah.
some people want to binge watch them, and some people want to
dude.
just do like one a night or one every 2 nights. It
Yeah.
was one of those things you couldn't put it down.
Dude,
I
The
could not.
cliffhangers-
I could not
the
stop.
cliffhangers were. It was like I have to.
Dude,
have
it was
to
on-
Get to the next
I
episode.
gotta do the
unbelievable.
next one, and I gotta do the next one.
Yeah,
before you know it,
3:45 in the morning. You're
Yeah.
like, oh crap, I gotta wake up in 2.5 hours. This sucks. But it was still good. You're like, oh, I gotta watch it, especially
Right.
because everyone was talking about it.
Yeah.
Like
All
nonsense. It
over.
was all social media people were like, holy crap, and then all the controversy.
The news, it was there were like lawyers that were coming forward to be like, I don't think this guy's guilty.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. It became a movement. It became something that changed a lot of things, and the way that we look back at some of these crimes, because they're bringing up crimes now from like you have no idea about some of these crimes that happen these days, and they're
crazy how many.
Well, that and just how long ago and the lack of DNA.
Yeah,
and testing and
well, it's funny
that just
now.
Literally didn't exist at that time is insane.
I know.
For us now, dude, the 70s was 50 years ago.
Yeah,
like that's messed up.
Yeah,
I feel like that was like last week,
right?
That or it was like our 10 years ago, like
right.
Our 10 or 20 years ago. It's insane, but yeah. So we're gonna talk about our top 3, and I believe we're gonna go for the guest first, which is this is the first time I'm not going first.
Yeah, I know.
I'm very surprised.
I know you're doing a great job hosting.
I'm so nervous.
You're doing great,
guys.
You're doing great.
At least I remember my sunglasses and my hat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get it going, Danny. Let's start off with your 3.
Okay. So do I have to go in particular order?
No,
you can do whatever you want.
Okay. So since we said it before, Making a Murderer for me was on there. One, because of kind of how much it took everyone by storm. And like I said, I kind of explained like the cliffhangers you just wanted to keep watching.
Dude, every
but
time.
Also on another side, like if you were to sit down and tell me that story or read it out of the newspaper as like an asshole New Yorker like I am, I wouldn't think really twice about like some dude in the middle of Wisconsin. But like by the end of that series, man, you're like emotionally attached and like you really don't like the way they edit it and the way they do the interviews and like form the story. Like I was very torn at the end of that.
Yeah.
Like to get that type of emotion out of someone. And I know a lot of other people that I talked to who watched it had a similar experience. Like you feel bad for the guy and you don't want it to be true, but the evidence kind of makes it seem true. But how legit is the evidence? It's like a spiral
of emotions,
of questioning
well, it just
yourself
brings you
and your own morality and like.
And these things are like they make you go and do research. You're like, all right, is this really true? And like that's what a good documentary does too. It like makes you think on both sides, not just one. But yeah, I remember that being
heart breaks for the nephew and they're interviewing these people from the town. It's just literally like rips your heart out. Like, oh my god!
You're like, dude, this is crazy.
So yeah, the emotion it brought out of me was put that on my list for sure.
I think
that kind of like jump started the whole like
100%
getting back into like you're saying, people digging up stories and being like, what are
stories
famous crimes or not even famous ones, but interesting enough crimes that people would want to hear about, stories that people would want to hear about. Like because of Making a Murderer, I started doing the whole crime podcast and literally just going back and finding true crime documentaries.
There's all of them,
Hulu, Netflix, all the streaming sites.
But it's insane. It shows you that like nonfiction is still fiction? Nonfiction. Yeah, nonfiction. Is still like the best storytelling. Stuff that's true. You
Real
just have to kind of research and find it because, dude, imagine the United States itself. It's so big. Like, there's so many towns. There's so many little weird, sketchy towns. That, like, it makes you think. You're like, like the dude next door. You're like,
dude, I just watched. This is just a side note of how fucking weird shit is out there. I watched a quick little minute TikTok, and it's from a documentary, obviously, but like I just saw a quick excerpt. There's this family in the middle of like Bumblefuck, Alabama.
No way.
Right?
No.
Right. There's 6 generations of incest.
Oh, I saw this.
And they talk.
Oh, dude.
They can't even talk.
So weird.
They talk like gibberish?
Yeah. Like that's how they speak. I'm not even. It's like.
Like they. Well,
is it like Louisiana?
It's inbreeding.
It's inbreeding,
it's
bro.
Like 20 years of inbreeding.
Yes. Literally 5-6 generations of them just having sex with each other.
I could be wrong. Doesn't that usually lead to like
yes
that's a problem.
Why do you think they can't speak?
100%.
Oh, I thought you were leading me to believe that they had like their own language.
No. They are
what the hell?
So messed up DNA and everything.
Yes.
Like they can't speak correctly.
Oh, that's sad.
They understand English.
Yeah.
Right.
It's weird. The guy's British. He's like, "Where's your brother? Where's your brother at?" And he's like, and he gets up and he like takes them to where he's buried
like
and in the front.
Yes.
Wow.
Dude, it's so weird. It's so messed up.
Wow.
It's so messed up. But it shows you what happens when inbreeding happens.
And it just shows what there's fucked up weird shit out in just our country that we don't even know is there. That like I was just like, what?
Well, on that weird note, give me your number 2.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's a nice segue
Does that jump
too,
in?
because the difference between the next one I'm going to say and Making a Murderer was as many flashbacks in Making a Murderer as there was of what's his name, Steven, the main guy.
Oh yeah.
You never see him. They never cut to his personal interview. Whereas my next one, the Jinx, which was on HBO, you hear like you said, the true story, the fiction,
can't even think.
Nonfiction aspect of it is crazy.
Oh, is this the dude?
And then they Robert Durst, and they cut to him. Where they're literally talking, and he hasn't yet been caught. So little background on the story.
Yeah. Tell them. Yes.
The Durst family is like a very wealthy real estate mogul family from back in the day, early 1900s. Their dad was a real estate. But they own One World Trade Center.
Yeah.
They literally
own the building
and multiple other huge skyscrapers in New York. So super
they're like one of
they're one of the elite families
that has
they're one of the
that own New York.
When they say they, they're one of the DuPonts.
Yeah.
So the main guy, the dad or whatever, was one of the main guys, like you were saying, the elite, and then he had 2 sons. One was Robert, one was another one. The other one, who's not Robert Durst, was the one who got picked to like be the next heir. And started taking over the business. And Robert Durst basically murdered like 3 or 4 people. There he is. There's Thirsty. Bobby.
There's Thirsty.
yeah,
so
Bobby.
So that picture, top second to the top left.
Right here?
Yep. So that's his brother on the right, and that's him. That's Robert Durst on the left. And Robert Durst basically, he like was dressed up as a woman in California, renting an apartment for years, and then killed his landlord. And that was like the first one. Or no, the first one was his wife. He killed his wife apparently, or allegedly. And then I think he got out of that. And then he moved to California, was disguised as a woman. And killed his landlord, and then killed a friend of his who was like worked in the movies and was in LA.
She was getting a little suspicious, wasn't she?
Yeah, and it was just the story itself and the fact that they're talking to him and they're cutting to him in the interviews and he hasn't really been caught.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that like he wrote a letter and like spelled Beverly wrong in Beverly Hills. And like that's how they ended up catching on to it was him. And then like the whole big climactic thing at the end was he like they basically tell him, we've caught you.
Yeah, like they start
in the interview, they're like, spell Beverly for me. And he spells it wrong.
Yeah.
Like the murderer was writing on these letters forever or whatever. And so he's like, he starts to get like weird and gassy in the interview, and he's kind of like burping, and he's kind of like, and he's like, I gotta use the bathroom.
Yes.
So he gets up, not even remembering that
the
his
mic
is
packs
still
on,
taking a pee or whatever, and he's in the stall, and he's whispering to himself, like,
"They got
well, you're caught now."
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna say you did? Kill them all, of course. And like literally, like a psychopath talking to himself.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Like, the feeling that you get while you're watching it, it's just like hair standing up, like tingles.
I watched it after Danny told me about it.
Yeah.
We were on the road, and he goes, "Dude, have you seen the Jinx?" And I'm like, "What do you? I don't even know this. Like, what?"
Yeah.
And I watched it, and right after I watched that text, I'm like, "I cannot believe that just happened."
Yeah.
It was like
the way this dude slithered out of all these. It was like no one was with your wife for all this time, and like you lived at a house. You guys were not known for going into town very much. Like
doing anything.
Well, she just went into the city. It's like she never just went into the city.
Yeah.
That was not something she did. And then all of a sudden that happens. But Jinx definitely worth a watch.
That is a solid one.
Number 3 probably would be number 1 on my list. Paradise Lost.
Oh, no,
on HBO. Oldie but a goodie, 3-part. Like each part's like 2.5 hours.
Such a weird story.
Paradise Lost, West Memphis 3.
Yeah.
So it's I think it was called like the Child Murders in Robin Hood Hills.
Yep, Robin Hood Hills.
Which is pretty crazy because we went to go shoot some NBA 2K stuff in Grizzlies.
Oh, in
Memphis.
And where this happened is West Memphis, Arkansas. but we were literally like across the river from West Memphis, Arkansas, in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And I even asked the cab driver, the Uber driver, I was like, oh, is that West Memphis, like Arkansas? He's like, yeah. And I looked at him, I'm like, yo, dude, that's Paradise Lost.
That's Paradise Lost.
So what happened?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know this.
So
one.
sad, dude.
It's
Basically,
so
I'll try to make it really short.
Yeah.
3 young kids were found brutally murdered and what looked like evidence of rape. Their bodies were found in a little patch of woods in West Memphis, Arkansas. And there was no blood or DNA left on the scene.
Yeah.
Like everything had been like washed away and they had been left in the woods for like an amount of time that they couldn't really draw DNA. So I guess it ended up, they tried to blame 3 local teenagers.
These guys over
3
here?
local
Those
teenagers,
guys.
yeah. And
Wow.
one of which was like severely mentally disabled, the one in the middle.
Yeah.
And these guys went to jail for almost, I think, over 18 years
Yeah,
for murders
long
they
time.
didn't commit at like teenage levels, dude. So they like were sent to
They were
jail
tried as adults.
murders and rapists of kids.
Yeah.
When they were like 15,
As kids.
16 years old. And it was one of those situations where they were brought in for questioning with no parent, no lawyer, questioned for like
a setup,
days with like no food, no rest, and basically coerced to say, we're basically questioned to a point where they were like, I'll tell you whatever you want to hear to let me freaking go home.
Yeah.
They were promised that they can go home, and then they admitted killing people, killing the kids.
Just to even get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got sent to
They're
jail.
kids.
So
15.
then they tried, like, of course, there's like crazy corrupt cops, and the local police department was all involved. They tried pinning it on one of the stepfathers of the kids. And the whole first movie is based around like literally like, you're like, this guy 100% killed these kids.
Yeah.
By the end of the second movie, they convince you that one of the other stepdads was 100. And dude, each one you're like, it was definitely him.
Yeah.
It was definitely him.
Dude,
and then the
great
last
storytelling.
one, the last one, the part 3 is all about them getting out of jail.
Out of the thing. Yeah.
And like, again, lawyers volunteering their time to like really go in and dig deep and find out like what happened. Because dude, like these poor guys.
Yeah, look at them.
They come out of jail. They went in, I think, when they're 16. They come out when they're like 35, 36 years old.
Dude.
I remember the one kid was like, I never got a driver's license. He's like, I'm 38 years old and I'm going to get like my learner's permit for the first time. The kid who was like put on like severe watch, Damien.
Do you know which one he is right here?
He's the one all the way on the right with the
right here.
longer
Yeah.
hair. He was the one that was sent to like an adult facility when he was like 16.
Jesus.
He was like victim of like rape and assault and beatings because he was in jail.
Yeah,
as knowing that a known child rapist.
Yes, and they don't like that in jail.
Treated like shit. He said that he had ankle chains on for so long that when he got out of jail, he literally had to learn how to walk without the weights.
That's so messed
like imagine
up.
having ankle weights on for
fucking
15 years and then taking them off.
Dude,
so wait,
I
cried when I saw this documentary.
So wait, what was the actual? What actually?
So they
happened?
ended up. It was one of those things where they weren't able to prove that they didn't do it, but they had served so much time that if technically they said they did it, they got out on good behavior because they had already served 18 years of whatever the sentence would be.
So they still don't know.
So these poor guys had to go up in front of a court and be like, even though I did not commit these crimes, I'm pleading guilty on whatever the law is that says, you know,
I could get out
so many years bro, heartbreaking.
That's
so they still don't know. They still don't know.
They're out of jail.
But yeah, but did they get any money for being in jail that long? You know how sometimes if they fuck up, I believe
there were like book sales.
Yeah,
and
they got to be making money off of this.
About it, where Reese Witherspoon played one of the moms, but it was one of those things. It was like swept under the rug, like you never saw the light of day.
Oh yeah. That happens a lot.
But yeah,
crazy, dude.
If you have the stomach for it, I will give you a heads up. It is very graphic.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
Like they show real camcorder footage from like the scene in the woods. And it's heartbreaking, dude. Like, think about you and your friends when you're 6, 7 years old.
Yeah, just in the woods.
And they're interviewing moms and dads being like, oh, well, yeah, you know, it was a really close-knit neighborhood and like kids got together all the time and went out and rode their bikes. And it wasn't like you had to watch them all the time. Like, you know, no one had cell phones.
Yeah.
And they were little kids.
Yeah.
So you go out with your friends for a bike
ride,
and then all of a sudden, like, all 3 of them don't come home.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I know.
It's wild.
It's
if you got a rainy weekend with nothing to do,
that's the one.
Burn through like 8 hours of this.
Dude, that's intense. I mean, honestly, it's got me hooked.
And I believe, just a little plug, I think you could find a website. I'm not sure which one it is. There's a website that you can go to and buy a T-shirt that has their like mug shots on it, and I think it goes to the proceeds.
For them,
either them or their kids or something like that.
Yeah, somehow they're getting it.
Oh, that's the other thing too. Eddie Vedder and Johnny Depp were like really involved with.
There was a bunch of Hollywood people
talking to Damien while he was in jail, and going up and speaking in front of court on behalf of them. And dude, it was insane. Wow. It was insane.
Yeah. Everyone got into it. It was one of those things that like it was a worldwide thing.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. What a great 3. Oh, wait. Do you want to do your honorable mention?
My honorable mention, just because we did Making a Murderer, one of my favorite things to go back to, which it's kind of like it's in the comedy genre, but It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Such a great
Making a Murderer, Dennis Reynolds episode. I think it's like season 12.
It's deep. It's definitely one of these.
And it is a masterpiece.
You gotta watch it.
Of comedy. And just satire. It's amazing.
Yeah, they do very well with that.
Oh, it's amazing.
They do very well.
And like his character is already creepy and
weird,
so it's perfect.
It's literally I love that episode. When I saw it, I started laughing because I love Always Sunny. I got into it a couple years ago just by chance on Netflix. And I was fucking hooked.
It's one of my.
I can't believe the comedy,
dude. So I forgot how good it was. Like I remember watching it and then now revisiting it and going, "Wow."
And to know like 3, 4, 5 film friends, you see the progression from like season where they are to like where they were basically like 3 friends and a couple production.
You know how much? You know how much the pilot cost?
Dude, it's crazy.
Their pilots cost $70.
Yeah.
It cost $70. They filmed the pilot by themselves. Cost them. They drove around and did the intro by themselves. I love that intro too. And it cost them $70.
Yeah,
it's out of control. And now it's like on season 17. I think we were saying.
Like season 16. 15. They've had how many people?
Everybody.
Oh, dude,
everybody. Amazing.
Everyone from that show really has had a great career. You know, like those main people. It's so sick.
And DeVito just made a nice little comeback.
Dude, that
alone is just
that show.
There's not many actors that could have done
that
what he did.
Yes, no, I don't know if there's really any that could
think
fit
about
that.
it. Like Danny DeVito is like 4 foot tall in real life.
I know.
There aren't many actors that it would have. Like think about Frank Reynolds as a tall person.
I know,
or even just the height of.
It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work.
I know. He's literally one
awesome.
of. We got to do a Danny DeVito.
Well, maybe we'll do that next. Why don't you drop your picks?
Yeah, you know me. I'm a little bit quicker.
He's quick. He's a quickity quick.
I'm the real slow and.
No, you were good.
It's perfect.
It's perfectly methodical and nice.
So actually, I mentioned this one.
You did.
Conversations with a Killer, the Ted Bundy tapes.
Didn't
know much about it before. Now I know a lot. Saw the Zac Efron movie too.
Yep. That's the other cool thing that they've been doing lately. It's like they do a crime drama and then you like learn about it and then they do the movie a year after.
30 for 30 with OJ and
then they did the with
Ryan
Cuba.
Murphy. Then they did the Ryan
Cuba.
Murphy
That one was good
Cuba,
too.
Yeah.
But this, I mean, when you watch this, it's crazy that
Ted Bundy was
Ted Bundy like literally is mass murdering women and he's captivating women on television.
Everyone's loving
all the time.
Good looking dude. Everyone
smart. His own lawyer.
Yep.
I mean, you're not ugly when Zac Efron's playing.
Exactly.
Zac Efron.
Yeah.
Of all the dudes.
Right. That they got. And I thought he did a pretty good job in that movie.
He was creepy.
And I'm not like a huge Zac Efron fan to begin with. So
how dare you?
I know. My next one is another more recent one too. The Jeffrey Epstein Filthy Rich.
Oh, yeah.
That's one I haven't seen. I couldn't bring myself to do it.
It's rough.
Dude, it is
tough subject.
Yeah, I know. It's tough. Obviously you guys know the Ghislaine Maxwell case is currently still going on. She just said that
I thought she was guilty and
she's guilty, but that now her attorney so before she wasn't going to speak. And she was still found guilty on like 5 different charges. She wasn't going to give anyone on the black book. Yep. Now the attorney sent a letter saying she's ready to tell who's on the black book.
Ooh,
she's ratting.
She ain't gonna last long.
No way.
Oh yeah, I mean, you guys know this story. Everybody knows it. Jeffrey Epstein, mogul,
Scumbag,
Sex Island.
Children.
I've actually, it's really fucking fucked up. I was watching, I'm a TikTok head, and on my feed of VH1. Remember VH1?
Yeah.
They used to do like
Behind the music.
Behind the music or Cribs. They did one of Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, Playboy billionaire.
Go away.
That's
Lifestyles of the
Rich and Famous, bro.
Leach.
Yeah,
dude.
That's of course.
He's been in here. He's seen flying Tom Hanks and Bill Clinton together to Africa.
He's got 15 and a half bathrooms.
Yo, no, it's crazy.
With imported Italian.
Yo, literally.
Yeah, dude.
It's just like
that's
Moroccan shower curtain rings.
Yo, the I forgot the
Mahogany.
name. Yeah. He says it for the
beautiful
plane.
skylight coming in.
No, it's great. It's hilarious. I mean, that the guy, not the Jeffrey Epstein sitch. But piece of shit. If you have the stomach, like I said, watch it. Those women deserve justice. All of them.
100%.
I mean, all the kids too. All boy and girl. Then this one was, I know everyone knows the story, Killer Inside the Mind of Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah.
What this taught me though was just like, these, like, for example, right now you're hearing about what's his name? He was on the Bucks. Antonio Brown. You see these actions and stuff like that, and we won't know until he goes and gets tested, right?
If he goes and gets tested.
But this dude's 20. He was 28 when he died. When he killed himself.
Something like that. He was young.
He had when they did the scans at the end. They show you the brain, the CTE of a 65-year-old man. Yeah. He had a hole in his head that was like this size.
The Chris Benoit thing too.
Chris Benoit, the wrestler.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Same shit.
Same thing.
So it was sad, and it's all sad. The whole story, how what he did, he killed those innocent people, and it's just sad how he knows he's fucked up. Basically, he knows, and he knows that he can't basically control it almost, and God rest his soul and all the people that were affected. But his daughter, thank God that she got the money.
Yeah,
because he murdered himself the day before he was sentenced, and if he was sentenced, she would not get a single dime of anything.
Yeah.
So, and he wrote her a letter. It's just all it's a
all
fucked up situation.
I mean, most of the true crime documentaries
are fucked up.
Where you're walking away with a happy ending.
Well, it's insane.
Even when it comes to a resolution, where you're like, oh, they found the guy, whatever. Doesn't take away that their
the whole trauma, 50 minutes of you being told about the death.
And the people affected by it. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
It's tough, but it gave me another just outlook. Like, I'm not judging Brown right now, for example. Like, I'm not like everyone being like, oh, he's fucked up, he's fucking annoying and this and that.
He might just be messed up.
Yeah. And I try to think
he's like a Kyrie Irving, where I wouldn't blame Kyrie Irving's assholeness on CTE.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
Like, he's just a cancer wherever he goes. And I thought Antonio Brown was like that, just with an attitude. But if it does come out, I will be the first one to say.
But if
it does come out,
different sports though. CTE is way more prominent in NFL players. Like they're getting they have a piece of plastic on their head.
You would think football, lacrosse, hockey maybe are the ones that are the biggest, and outside of wrestling and fighting.
Well,
I would say football, because they're all
football. It's constant.
I'm saying outside of football.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes. I don't see anybody. Yes.
But like, hockey, lacrosse, you're still getting hit in the head.
I know.
And it's dangerous.
But I just feel like hockey is way more regulated with their players. Like, I don't see roided out dudes out there. I see just natural athletes that are great at what they do.
Head to head.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the head to head thing.
Dude, and think about your brain. You just see the outside. Your brain's fucking shaking, going like this, moving inside your head.
Have you had a concussion before? I've had like 3 or 4.
I think I had one, and I just didn't go check it out. But it was one of I felt fucked up.
You knew you were.
You know what I mean?
I've had concussions before, man, and it's not like a headache.
Yeah,
it's like you're throwing up.
Yes,
you can't really stand up.
Yeah, you're nauseous.
You literally go black out.
Yes,
you get like knocked out.
Yes,
or hit your head hard enough that you black out. It's no joke. So doing that on a daily, weekly basis
for fucking 20 years,
year after year after year,
nonstop.
I just feel I don't know. Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing with that one, that I at least took something out of it positive, was just like looking at people differently.
I like it. I like it though. It was a good one. I remember watching it and being like, oh boy, like this dude was messed up.
Yeah.
I kept asking him too. I was like, I want to do like different genres of true crime documentaries. I'm like, I'm trying to think of sports ones that led to obviously like, and I was thinking Aaron Hernandez, OJ.
Yeah. I mean, dude, most 30 for 30.
Yeah,
you can find some stuff.
I lived it, so I don't need
OJ, dude. It's just so I can't believe you got away with it.
Dude, like we lived through that. Like that actually happened.
When they announced that he was guilty, what was like?
I mean, I was a kid. I didn't have that.
My mom watched the whole thing.
And she was probably just like, what?
Dude. I remember let's remember, before Trump, there was a world where people's parents were normal.
Yeah.
And my dad was a big sports guy. So I remember him being like, I just can't see it being true. Yeah. Like, I don't like he was such a good guy. And such a good athlete.
Everybody loved him.
As an adult, I'm like,
God, he's a scumbag.
Like, 100%, dude.
Oh
like,
my God.
Dude, now you look at him, you're like, dude, this dude, he had to have done it.
He writes a book. I didn't kill my wife.
No.
But if I did kill my wife,
this
is how I would have done it. Like, wow.
He's going to go down in history as
I would have fallen into a
that.
black hole and you would have never seen me again if I would have gotten free after that whole ordeal.
Oh, you wouldn't have heard a single thing
dude,
from
but
me.
then he went off and then he robbed the place in Vegas and then he went to jail.
He did a home invasion.
Yes. Right? Yeah.
He goes, this is my stuff. It's like, nah, dude, it's
you
not.
sold it because you were fucking broke, bro.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
Do you not remember?
No, I'm saying that's
no, him. Yeah. I'm just like,
do you not get this?
If I was the guy, I'd be like, OJ, you sold me this years ago, bud. Get out of here.
Remember when you were trying to get out of the murder case? Remember that?
I really thought he was about to go back in for life when he got arrested again.
Me too.
I thought it was like, oh, okay, they're going to bring up everything.
At this point, they're just going to be like, dude, just go home.
Yeah, just stop.
Don't leave. Just die there.
Yeah.
Take an ankle bracelet and just live in your house.
Yeah.
Just do it.
But yeah, those are my 3 picks.
Those are solid.
Very good.
Those are solid. I guess I'll go with mine now.
Yes.
I'm gonna go. I got some freaky ones. I think the first one I'm gonna start with is the Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel. This is a recent doc that came out, but this story has been around forever since it happened because it was one of the weirdest disappearances ever.
Yeah, it was one of those things you can type in YouTube like, 5 scariest things.
And literally it's usually number 1.
This shit was weird.
This shit is weird. So the other part about it is that they actually have footage of this.
Yes.
So the footage of this woman in this
Elisa
Lam. She was a student. She was living in this place.
Yeah, this shit is so weird.
And they found this footage of her. Well, she went missing, and then they found footage of her on the elevator.
Yes.
And she's pressing these buttons. The elevator's kind of opening. She looks terrified.
Continue.
Yeah. It looks terrified. Yes. You see her kind of going in, out. You see her pressing the button, the door not closing. And of course, they analyze this, trying to figure it out when you watch it. Yeah, there she is, right up there.
And they're interviewing people who worked, or have worked at, worked.
The manager that was there,
and all the nightmare stories,
of that place.
So that place was half a hotel and then half housing for pretty much druggies.
It was on Skid Row. It's on Skid Row in LA.
Exactly. It's just in a building.
Not a good area.
Yeah. So people in there.
Think about the west side of Manhattan.
Just
near Javits Center. That's all under construction.
The shot of the place.
The shot from the top. But this thing too. So this elevator was one of the only elevators that went through all of the floors.
Right.
So it goes through the normal hotel and then the hostel that was the rest, which was all the crappy living and all the drug use and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So if you see her there, you see her looking and it's creepy. She's freaking out. You're seeing these little glitches every once in a while. I think they something with the time code also. They were trying to check if that was real or not. But then they find her up. I think there was water that was red.
The water tower.
And so they went up and they found her in it. Just found her.
But it's weird because how could she tighten it and all
there was
that?
So many.
Let's talk about what happened in the elevator.
Yeah.
Because specifically, it wasn't just she went in. It was she walked into the elevator. She kind of poked her head out and looked both ways in the hallway as if someone was
following her.
Or she was running from someone. But then she did this weird thing with her hand.
Yeah.
Where I remember someone in the documentary was saying she could have been on medication and it could have been a alternate reaction to the medication, but dude, you could have told me with no sound on that she ate 3
mushrooms or something.
acid,
tabs.
hits.
Yeah,
freaking
And
out.
it could have been that. You know what I mean? Like
that was one of the talks.
That's what it looked like. It looked like she was on fucking meth or something.
Hands or like
Dude,
on some like psychedelic.
And they were like saying she was trying to close the door, but the door wouldn't close, and they're trying to figure out if there was some, because they say like you can see someone or a motion or a movement,
right, like a shadow or
of someone following her. So like I don't think they ever figured anything out.
They didn't know.
It's just, this is just the story, and they just like dig it into here for like an hour. They're just like trying to give you every fact for you to try to figure it out.
I know.
And you just sit there and do the research. You don't find, like, the famous shot is of the water tower from above, from a helicopter.
Yep.
Like, it is weird.
And they say there's no way that she could have climbed up there
by herself.
Lifted the
her strength
water tower,
and everything,
like lid, and then climbed in and then closed it.
Yeah.
Like the water level in the tank was so low.
Yeah.
She would have fell in. So they're saying, like, realistically, she probably went up the elevator. It opened on one of the hostel floors.
Yeah.
Where like all the drug addicts and drug dealers and whatever.
And they
probably snatched her out.
Yeah.
Tried to rob her probably.
And then brought like it was at least a 2-person job to get her in the water.
But the fact that like there's no video, nothing around, nobody else in the elevator, I believe, when they said it, like it's creepy, man.
It's so weird.
It was
because
so
they
weird.
show like the elevator going to the top floor and opening, and no one ever gets out.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, think about it.
Of course,
staircase. They probably didn't have. Look at the hotel. They probably didn't have a camera in every corner of a
staircase.
staircase.
But it's still. I mean, it's still a crazy story.
Wild.
It's just, I hate it. The only reason why I hate it is because at the end you don't know. You don't know.
I know.
And that hotel's still there.
Yeah, it's still there, still rolling. So it's
so weird.
All right. Well, on that note, this next one that I'm going to say, the dude was probably as messed up as she was, because this dude, the story that happened with this is a Team Foxcatcher. Is my number 2, which I had no idea about, and I found this documentary on HBO, I think it was, and I was mesmerized.
This is a 30 for 30, right?
Yeah.
Was it a 30 for 30?
This is the
Sorry, my bad. 30 for 30. So I found it on Netflix because Netflix has all the 30 for 30s.
Yeah.
So it had them, right? So I watched it on there, and I was like, my mind was, I had no idea. First off, I had no idea who the DuPont family was.
Yep. That's another elite family.
That's in Pennsylvania.
Right.
They are money.
Yeah. I mean, like the whole camp was on like an estate.
Yeah, with the mom
owned.
Yeah, the full on estate.
If you were to look up the families, the elite families, they're one of them.
Yeah,
the
100%.
DuPonts. It's ridiculous.
100%.
Yeah.
I remember they talk about the mother and how she fucking just treated him like crap.
Yeah.
But so like this dude just kind of like is this scrawny little rat of a dude. Yeah, just been given everything his whole life.
Like,
just
think of your
money.
mailman.
Yeah, like just this dude. Like you're like, no, this dude.
Right.
And he wants to be like a winner. He wants to be an athlete.
Yeah.
He wants that, and he gets hooked up with Dave Schultz, he was a big time wrestler and college, everything.
USA team,
USA Olympic team,
all of it, and his brother too. He came in.
Right? Yes.
So the whole story is about him, his brother, and then the team that he started, which was Team Foxcatcher, and it's just a story of how they lived on this compound. Kurt Angle, yeah. Look at Kurt Angle.
Right, that was one of the.
No,
wasn't he in this too or no?
No, not Kurt Angle. Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum
was
in the movie.
Is in the movie, and Mark Ruffalo plays Dave Schultz. But it's this whole story about this team and all this stuff, and you start like you don't really know how crazy John DuPont is until like towards it. You like he's very weird. He was very awkward, but he built this whole estate for these guys to go live, train nonstop. But then he wanted to learn how to wrestle because he wanted to be like a champ. He wanted trophies.
He was seeing all these guys that were living on his ranch and training on his ranch, winning all these medals and competitions.
He wanted to be part of it.
It wasn't enough for him to just be like the name of the team. He was like, I literally want to learn to wrestle and win medals. And
it was like little man syndrome.
You're like, Napoleon.
Yeah. Napoleon. Yeah. And
you're 65 years old and you can't wrestle.
Yeah. And
he lost his mind.
Dude, he lost it. And it gets to the point at the end where he ends up murdering Schultz, the older brother. And it's just like, it's like this weird moment. And you're like, dude, the dude just cracked. Like he literally he cracked. He just boom, shot him. And then he didn't even know what had happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Like in his head, it was fun. Like he just kind of kept on going. And then they picked him up. And of course they, they arrested him and everything. But it was like this weird. The mind of this man was out of control.
There's like crazy obsession. With just like
because of his mother,
win and not like
his mom wanted success,
and not being involved enough in the wins. And,
but he's again another one of those mentally just
deranged. I feel like it was similar to Selena.
With the manager,
like always around her in the shadow, but was never the actual
That's
main
exactly
act.
what
it is. Killed her
100%.
Like, so sad.
Oh, Selena, I miss you, Selena.
I know.
And now my number one is one that Danny and I actually watched together. And we were both so hooked because it was such a messed up story.
I know.
Two-parter.
It just happened.
It's a two-parter. Yeah, this is like what
last year.
It's like very current.
Yeah.
Like the way like this new generation is going with the phones.
Exactly. The name of it is "I Love You Now Die."
This bitch is crazy.
And it's this lady. Her name is Michelle Carter, I believe, and she was put to trial for the murder of her boyfriend, who killed himself in a car, but she had been texting him the whole time.
Yes, to do it.
To tell him to support him is what she was saying.
Right.
So the whole story is about just what happened that day and trying to figure it out. And is she guilty? Is she not? Was it her fault that he did it? Was her saying it enough to be murder?
Right.
All this stuff. And it's just so weird because I never thought about that. I never thought about you texting someone and that being a reason for someone to just like end it.
And then you could get in trouble.
And then
it's just a weird concept. It's like you would think someone's going to end their life. They text to like say goodbye, not call you for confirmation. If they should do it or not.
And you're like,
someone being like, yes, you like to fathom the idea of someone telling someone else, yes, you should do, and you kid around and it's stupid to
100%.
say, like, oh, go kill yourself.
Yeah. We're taking that.
If someone in a serious situation, someone calls you, anyone with in the right mindset is going to say, no, don't.
I'll be right there. Don't do anything.
Yes, stay where you are.
So once that got figured out, though, what was happening was they tried to figure out if what she said was the actual reason why he killed himself, right? So what they get into is saying there was a point where he got out of his car and he had almost like gotten convinced to not do it. But then she sent another text saying to do it.
You have to do
You have to do it now. And he got back in the car and he killed himself. So they found that it was like she was guilty of it because of the fact that she forced him to get back in and commit the crime to himself.
And wasn't she holding like a softball
I gotta read this.
tournament?
The texts are fucked up.
Oh yeah, read it. Yeah, she was she did a memorial for him and stuff. Before you read
the test, basically his defense or whatever, or her defense is that it got to a point where they had been together for so long and he kept saying, oh, I'm going to kill myself. My relationship with my mom is so bad.
So he's been saying this for a while.
And she was always like, no, don't do it. I love you. No, don't do it. I love you. And then it got to a point
where she was just like, fuck it,
she was like, I fell in love with him. And in order to be supportive, and he kept saying, I want to do this. I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to live anymore. She was
like, fuck it, don't live anymore.
Okay, you have to do this. Like he almost convinced her
to convince him to kill himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So this is the mind fuck. This is the mind fuck.
And then his prosecution or whatever with his situation, like his mom is trying to say that like it wasn't as bad. He didn't actually want to kill himself.
Yeah.
He wasn't at the point where he was actually.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think after watching it?
I don't know. I think he would have done it at some point.
Yeah.
I think he would.
I don't know. I don't think it would have been as soon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that dude would have done it.
Yeah, he was already. Yeah, he was.
I think he was that. But I mean, this girl didn't help it.
These texts. Like, I forgot about them.
Just read a couple because there's so.
He goes, I don't get it either. I don't know. And she goes, so I guess you aren't going to do it then. All that for nothing. I'm just confused. Like you were so ready and determined. And he goes, I'm going to eventually. I don't know what I don't know what I'm waiting for, but I have everything lined up. No, you're not, Conrad. Last night was it. You just keep pushing it off and you say you're going to do it, but you never do.
Dude, what?
It's always going to be that way. if you don't take action. Jesus, you're just making it harder on yourself by pushing it off. You just have to do it. Don't you want to do it now?
So I think this is.
Think about this. If he would have been like, "Should I kill myself?" and she said yes,
yeah, just
nothing else, she probably wouldn't have gone to jail.
Yeah.
Like a simple all I said was yeah, and I didn't say anything else.
Yeah.
Like
she was like,
do it.
Yeah, it's like don't be
like you're a loser. Yeah,
like, you shouldn't be on here. Like go for it.
All you do is talk about killing yourself,
and then
all you're gonna do is be upset until you do it.
So Danny reminded me completely. I forgot about this. After he died, like she was going to this other. There was like a softball.
They were like from separate towns.
Yeah.
But she would when after he passed, she like played it off like she was the morning girlfriend. Like
she would do like charity events,
and she threw like a softball tournament. And like didn't invite any of his friends, but like made it all about her and how she like lost her boyfriend and how this is like a celebration of his life.
Yeah.
But it's like not in his town. Didn't invite any of his family or friends or
mother or anybody.
No
nothing.
one.
Yeah,
and it was like, all right, she's a little twisted.
Yeah, I feel like she's been like poking the bear.
This new like. Instagram,
but look at her. She looks crazy.
Message,
she does look crazy.
She looked batshit crazy.
Yeah, she does. I mean, the way she's writing to him is just fucking, dude. You don't talk to people like that,
dude.
Especially people who are clearly not okay.
Dude, and it's not like this dude was in a truck behind like some store,
like a Kmart.
Uh-oh, Ted Bundy tapes. Ooh. Danny's looking good today. Bagel King is trash.
Oh,
show is looking great today, guys. Gotta go. Love you all.
Bagel King is not trash. I don't know.
Wow, he called you guys out. That is funny.
I'll take the good looking.
Yeah, that was the guy's compliment.
You're looking fresh with his sacred heart.
Tony is he loves Sacred Heart.
I know, that's
why.
We were
just talking about it.
We had to do a quick drive by there to get him a nice hoodie before we came.
I love it.
I thought I could go to Westville Mall and just buy a sweatshirt, or I can go
Sacred Heart. Yeah,
alma mater.
I love it.
Support.
I really do. It's sad they don't have more swag, though. You said.
Yeah, dude.
I don't want to talk.
I will. They don't have that much swag.
Yeah,
they don't have this.
But every time you go in, they're like, "Oh, you can order it online." So it's like the inventory is there online, but like
you can't just have a few.
I don't feel the need when I'm not in the realm of Sacred Heart to buy Sacred Heart gear. It's when I pass the school and I'm like,
oh,
I guess I can.
Thinking back on the time.
Plus, we're going to Rhode Island and where are we going next?
Montana.
Montana.
We got a place. How much time we got left?
We have 8 minutes.
8 minutes. Dude, are you kidding me? I feel very good about this. Tony, I don't think you need to come back.
No.
I think it's just going to be us now.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding. We miss you.
Yeah, because then you won't be here for
Then I won't be here. So we won't have one next week.
I was going to say, I can't fill those shoes.
We definitely need you back next week.
What we really need to do is I really need to find a way to do this on the road because I need to be able to call in. We could be calling in all next week.
Dude, I just send you the Gmail and you could do it.
Oh, dude, we might have.
I could give you. I have a 1080p webcam that you could just plug in USB into.
We could probably figure out
just so it's quicker. You don't have to take out your cameras and stuff. You just put it on and it's right there. Boom. And it's a wide.
Can I do it on my phone though?
I don't know if it'll plug into your phone. But you could do it from your phone. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
We have people calling all the time for this.
Oh, dude, we might have to do that.
Have you worked on this podcast or like?
No, not at all, dude. I just hold on. No, what happens?
Do you even technology?
No, I just walk in. I sit down like I did today.
Yes,
and usually Tony's the one who's doing all the work, and I'm just sitting here going like, okay.
And then he brings the magic.
Oh, dude, he brings the magic.
No, you.
No, F that. Tony does.
No,
I was nervous at the beginning of this.
Well, first off, I just want to say this has been a great show. No, this has been a great show, honestly.
I've had fun with this.
I like you hosting, too. I think it's a good, when Tony's not here, we have a good backup co-host.
Good, I'm okay with that.
That's great.
Yeah, this co-host won't be here next week.
I know. I'm
might be on the phone. We might figure this out.
No, let's do that.
Even if it's like 10, 15 minutes.
Yes,
like,
give your picks and
hell yeah.
Totally.
I love down for that.
I think we could definitely do that.
I think you guys can, too.
We're media guys.
Yeah.
I think we can do this.
I think we can pull that off.
I think we can pull it off from San Antonio and Montana.
That'd be sick, too.
Yeah, it'll be good. Or from the airport. Who knows?
Whatever.
We could be on a layover.
We'll call in just real quick as we're entering San Antonio. Like, hey, we're in San Antonio. And then we'll hang up. We'll do the same thing.
I love it.
That'll be good. But
Thanks for having me. This was fun.
Great show.
I like the once a month popping in here.
I like it too, man. I think it should be a normal thing.
Until I hopefully buy a property closer to
us, and then we're good. And
that
then
would
just do this all the time.
Oh, glory.
Oh, I love it. And then we're gonna start our own podcast, you and me. I don't know about what, but we'll get it going.
Yeah.
Manny Danny show.
The Manny Danny show. It's the Manny Danny show.
But yeah, it's gonna be to Snoop Dogg, like la da 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 da.
It's the motherfucker Manny Danny show.
Yes. Yeah. I like that.
I like
Podcast, motherfucker.
That's
it's like the hardest, hoodest thing.
Podcast track.
You're like, yeah.
I love it.
Love it, dude. It was good. My friend, it was a pleasure to have you.
I mean, I'll be with you.
You'll be coming back. That's true. We have a lot of traveling to do.
Yes.
We got a lot of work.
Yes.
And Mikey boy, your picks were on point. Dude.
Thanks, guys.
I liked it.
Thank
I
you.
like Renee. You did really good over there.
It was a nice different. It was a nice variety of different true crime.
This one was a little bit darker, but we got into some really good stuff.
I think it's a great.
We kept going on the fence of like, oh, this one's great, but it's a cult. It's
like we got.
I was like, we could do a whole. He was like, we could do a whole podcast.
We should.
Yeah,
that one. We'll do. Next time you come, we'll do that. Because I've seen a good amount of cult ones. They are like the one with the Indian dude.
Wild Country.
Yes,
that's the one that we were saying yesterday.
Is it that the Scientology one?
Scientology is crazy,
dude. They're
anything on Jim Jones is crazy.
We'll plan for next month to do that.
I think I like that.
Pick a date. That's
We'll
awesome. Cool, guys. Make sure you sub, like, comment, the whole shebang. We love you guys, and we will see you next time.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content.